Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us this morning. I am delighted to welcome everyone on today's webinar entitled Building and Scaling Your Business on TikTok Shop UK in collaboration with TikTok Shop. We are delighted to be joined by Nora and Camilla from TikTok, who I will introduce you both to in a moment. So before we begin today's webinar, I would like to introduce you all to the team members of the Enterprise Ireland UK consumer team. So there's myself, Anna, Rachel, and Evan. Over the last few weeks, we have worked on and delivered a number of information sessions based on building brand awareness through social media in the UK by bringing in top class experts and different social media platforms themselves to speak to you, our clients, on how best to leverage social media to build brand awareness in the UK market. So after last week's incredibly successful webinar where we had Kathy Doyle of TikTok and Anya Kennedy of the Smooth company, who use TikTok as a platform to grow their business. It was very successful and the session was very insightful, and it covered a wide array of topics from your target audience, advertising strategies, and how to analyze data on TikTok. And we believed as a logical next step that we should bring in TikTok Shop UK to discuss how to build and scale your business through TikTok Shop. So on the session, we will learn about the following topics: how to set up on the actual TikTok Shop UK platform, how to use shoppable videos, live shopping, and affiliate sales to maximize success, and to discover how to optimize your shop for maximum visibility and sales. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Nora and Camilla to introduce themselves, which would be great.
Oh, thank you so much. What a lovely introduction, and I'm excited to be here today with you. I'm Nora. I run marketing function at TikTok Shop across UK and now across multiple markets in Europe, and always super excited to talk about something very dear to my heart, and especially explain better how small and medium-sized businesses can really jump on this opportunity and scale the growth sustainably.
Great. Thanks, Nora.
Hi everyone, I'm Camilla. I've been at TikTok Shop for almost a year now, but actually before I was working for TSP, which I'm gonna show you what and explain you what it means, but it's basically a TikTok Shop partner. So I did all categories and I onboarded all brands from day zero. So I'm basically doing the same year, but from TikTok Shop. I mainly do fashion now, but I did all categories, which I know that we have a lot of people from different categories today. So we can go through how to onboard on TikTok Shop together.
Amazing. That's great. Thank you both. And just before we start, just to everyone who is watching, we will have a 15-minute Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So please feel free throughout the webinar session here today to pop any questions that you'd like asked to both Nora and Camilla into the Q&A box, and we can ask them for the last 15 minutes of the webinar. So great. I'll pass it over to you, Nora.
Super. Very excited to talk about future of commerce, which TikTok Shop really presents across multiple markets now, and they'll delve a little bit deeper how businesses can approach it. And different size businesses might have different requirements, so I'll try to make sure that I'm covering as much information today as possible for all of you. Yeah. Lovely. You heard already, I know, about our platform. So I'm not going to go in very much detail, but there are few elements which are important to remind or important to kind of leverage before we jump of what TikTok Shop is and what are our key differentiation points. Number one, if you know that it's when it comes to active monthly users, TikTok, when it comes to downloads and people who are enjoying our platform, is one of the biggest globally, with over 1 billion downloads to date. We also know that it's spread across multiple countries and multiple languages. So we also know that the platform is enjoyed not only by many users, but multiple spans across multiple times and sessions or minutes per day used in terms of usage of our platform. So what does this all data present, and what sort of setup and context does it make? We have a very large number of active monthly users globally, but not only globally, but across multiple markets, such as UK and Ireland, and the rest of Europe. And second, because of in terms of the time and length they spend on our platform, we know that the audience is very engaged and keeps coming back to consume entertaining content, which we really enjoy on our platform. And that really presents a quite unique opportunity for TikTok Shop to be the marketplace or e-commerce place of our main platform. We partnered with Retail Economics and mid last year to scope out the opportunity of the sales that are coming from social platforms. And we said and research and the results were quite astonishing in two ways. Number one, in terms of the size of opportunity. Number two, in terms of a speed of opportunity, in terms of a growth. So what did they tell us? They told us that by 2030, the sales opportunity is 6.2 trillion globally. They also said that the growth speed, whereas with e-commerce after many years, it's around 8% year on year, so rather slow. We see that the sales that are coming from social platforms grow 4 times faster, or at 32% per year on year. We also know that the commercial opportunity in the UK alone by 2028 is supposed to be 16 billion pounds from the sales coming from social platforms. So again, very, very big. And then there is quite interesting stats that we see on our platform in terms of our internal research. We know that 93% of our app users, after watching the content, engage into shopping-related activities. And we also know that 88% of our users discover new brands and new products through our content. This is the highest number of any other platforms out there. So to summarize these two data points, it really opens up quite a unique opportunity with very active database or large database of shoppers and engaged database of shoppers on the platform, with a market space which is growing very quickly and is very, very large. We have a platform which we know that prompts sales through the content and prompts to discover new products and new brands. That's why our marketplace is really quite uniquely positioned overall. We also know that apart from two other highly influential groups when it comes to product and purchase recommendation, it's always family and friends will be in the two first place. TikTok and TikTok videos or TikTok content is the third, which is very, very high when it comes to influence of purchase or recommendation. So our commerce is really uniquely positioned and fueled, as we often say, by 3 C's. It's communities, and we're going to come back again and again to these 3 C's today. It's communities, creators, and content. Communities which are together spread around certain hashtags and interest groups. Everyone knows Book Talk. Everyone knows Parent Talk. Very active community which discuss certain topics of their liking. We have multiple creators which spread cross-category, which are within one category, which make quite influential recommendations for our consumers. And we have content which is always very enjoyable and entertaining, and which makes our consumers to come back and engage with our platform on a daily basis. So these 3 C's is really what fuels our commerce and e-commerce channel, which is called TikTok Shop. Now, let's talk about TikTok Shop in the UK. Why we are uniquely placed and positioned, I explained at the beginning. But essentially, we empower our customers to discover new and trendy and unique products and get inspired by authentic content which comes from the sellers or creators. In the UK, we were by Nielsen digital purchases and digital platform announced last year that we were the fastest growing UK online online sales platform of 2024. At the moment, we're seeing that we have over 200,000 of active sellers or brands cross-category trading in our platform. And we had the increase of 131% of consumers or shoppers come back and shop and purchase from our platform. And in terms of revenue, our platform probably grew over 180%. It's quite unique to be 4 years in the market and still grow at this incredible 3-digit number growth scale. So we are really experiencing for the last, I would say, probably 18 to 24 months, a hyper growth phenomenon on our platform, which is definitely fueled by our successful brands and sellers and businesses, as well as creators. Because we essentially operate like a marketplace, which fuels a very symbiotic relationship between our sellers. So the more sellers grow, the more we grow, because we take a platform fee when it comes to your revenue growth. And equally, we see the very symbiotic relationship between the creators and sellers in our platform. So the more creators we onboard, the more we sell, the more products we sell for our sellers, the more they grow, the more sellers grow, and the more we grow. So it's in our interest to ensure that we equip you with the best of knowledge and best of resources to really succeed on our platform, because our success equally depends on that. So when it comes to our customer value proposition, we always focus on 3 pillars, if you will. So the content, which is served daily to millions of active users on our platform. The feed, which is often personalized based on the interest of the content you are engaging when it comes to shoppable content and shoppable videos as well. And really, it's fueled by joyful and really engaging content through the creators and sellers, which get served to the interest groups. So it's 3 key pillars which really fuels our commerce. It's also quite unique, and if you have not purchased, pay attention when you do it next time, because our platform is very uniquely offers a seamless process when it comes to purchasing. So from browsing the content and discovering brands you love or products you've never knew about before but piqued your interest, to selecting them, to adding them to your basket, and to checking out, and then going back and browsing, continuing to browse the content on our platform, you do it in one seamless way without leaving the platform. That is actually very unique. And there's no other platform which offers this seamless purchase from discovery to purchase in one go. We call it internally closed loop solution. But essentially, it's when we refer to that, it means that discovery all the way to purchase is done in one seamless way. Now, you might ask, right, so what should I know when I onboard, and how does this whole purchasing and shopping works? Essentially, it's quite simple, and I'll try to explain it in very simplified ways. On our platform, consumers can shop in 4 different ways. 2 are dynamic, and that's shoppable videos and live shopping, and 2 are static, that's showcase and shop tab. Let me go into each of them in a little bit more detail so that you explain, that you understand what I mean. Shoppable videos. When you scroll from through For You page or our content, you will see this little yellow shopping bag icon in the content that's served to you. It means that this product is trading with TikTok Shop, and the seller or the creator is a TikTok Shop seller or TikTok Shop creator. So shoppable videos are normally produced by yourself or meaning by businesses or by creators. We'll come back in a second to that point. But essentially, it showcases your product in action. And there are absolutely millions of different angles which are very effective or very inspiring when it comes to shoppable videos. It can be a product demonstration. It can be a product demonstration related to some sort of a trend. It can be educational video content, which explains how the product works. So there are very lots of different ways you can demonstrate your product through shoppable videos. And recommendation is always to explore different angles and see what works. Obviously, we know that the hook and getting the interest quite quickly is very important to catch the consumer's attention. But essentially, it's the product you demonstrate which gets served on your feed. And when you click on it, you can see the product pricing, the product photography, the product reviews, and so on. So that's a shoppable video, one of the dynamic ways to shop for our consumers. The second dynamic way is the live shopping, which we're seeing a phenomenal rise since the end of last year. The end of last year, we had 6,000 live sessions every single day from brands and creators on our platform. That's astonishing amount, 64% increase from the beginning of the year. So we see that this type of shoppable content is really growing very quickly on our platform each time. And shoppable video, live shopping is really an incredibly immersive, unique, and personalized experience, which no other e-commerce or online shopping can offer at the moment. It really puts the brands or the businesses or the sellers in a unique opportunity to have a real life conversations about your brands or products with consumer audience. It helps you illustrate and showcase the product in a very unique way. It's a fantastic way to get the feedback from consumers, but also to interact. And live shopping sessions can be as short as a couple of hours or as long as 8, 10, or 12 hours. At the beginning, we always suggest to explore an experiment in a shorter length of time. We can have various presenters from your team or from yourself if you're a brand owner and founder yourself. It can have guests and can have lots of various interactive and entertaining activities spread out. If you watch a couple of them, it will give you a good inspiration and a good of knowledge how they are structured and how do they work. Now, I often get a question, how many shoppable videos should one do? How many live shopping events one should do during week or month to really see the business growth? My dears, there is no golden formula. And it's really very much category specific or product price specific or product sometimes even specific. We know that live shopping events work incredibly well for the sellers and brands that requires a bit of a product demonstration. So fashion category, beauty category, naturally sometimes over-index on live shopping versus shoppable video. But it really doesn't matter. One will always need to find their unique formula by trying and trialing and testing what works and what not. Another two ways, which I remember I told you are static, is really a showcase page, which is essentially the shop. When you open, you see the shop button under your account handle, and it really shows all of the products you are the consumers can buy on our shop. What it requires? Well, it's like a shopping window if you have a retail store, right? So it requires a really nice photography, a clear descriptions, SEO optimized for search. It really needs to demonstrate very clearly what your product does. It needs to have product reviews and so on. So the more of a hygiene one of offers you can, one of preparation you could do, the better. And lastly, it's a shop tab. Shop tab is a bit more common marketplace layout, which you can see in the UK. It's on the lower left-hand side, like a shop button. When you press that, you will see lots of products served based on your personalized interest. So your shop tab feed and my shop tab feed will be honestly quite different because we might like and engage with different types of content. And therefore, if you're into sports or athleisure or more active lifestyle, these are the type of products you will tend to see. And essentially, as a brand, you do not need to do much to be for your products to get featured. But we have lots of ad products available if you want to boost the product within the feed and make sure that it represents. Or sometimes we also have lots of campaigns where you can see banners like feature brands, etc., which you can opt in to participate, and your brand and product will get featured there. But essentially, it's a static way of demonstration. Now, why normally businesses come to us? You may think, or you might wonder. Well, majority of a brand, as I mentioned, comes for incremental revenue opportunity because it's essentially a new, fast-growing, unique sales channel or retail channel. And where it operates in a different way, remember the first C's we spoke, creators, engaging with creators, engaging with communities, and producing good quality, high levels of content, 3 C's that fuels our commerce. But essentially, it's an incremental sales and revenue channel. And that's why businesses come and on board with us. Important to notice that we offer quite a scalable opportunity to grow, because often if you're on board with big retailers, you might require to invest a lot of money in producing stock upfront. Whereas here, it's a bit more manageable way, and you can also, by trialing and testing and learning, you might understand what, say, types of quantities or cost of products you may need, which ones are performing better, and therefore a bit of plan and scale your growth sustainably. A second big part why people come and on board with us is to engage with new audiences. And sometimes we see this as a bit of a positioning element, positioning exercise. We often see when brands, which might be well known within millennial or Gen X audience, come and launch with us to acquire more of a Gen Z audience in their portfolio. So that's positioning element is quite important. And lastly, we offer a lot of growth resources, especially which Camilla will show you in a second, through opting in to our creator marketplace, which has thousands and hundreds of thousands active creators who are very willing to promote your brand. So it's a very good way to access those creators and work and collaborate with them, and therefore uplift the awareness and the growth of your brand. Now, at the moment, we spread across 6 categories. This is important to understand. You need to have a physical product in order to be able to onboard with TikTok Shop. What does it mean? It means that you need to have a physical product which needs shipping from the warehouse, right? So our platform at the moment is not enabled for any digital purchases. For example, tickets or bed and breakfast services, or any type of services overall. So if you're selling a service, not a physical good, or a digital product which doesn't require shipping, at the moment our platform is not supporting these types of businesses. You need to have a physical good, and normally they are spread across 6 categories. Beauty, and it can be hair care, skin care, nail care, fragrance, color cosmetics, and whatnot. Fashion, accessories, athleisure, various options. FMCG. Under FMCG, we have wellness products such as supplements and vitamins. We have fresh flowers, fresh food, supermarkets. It's a really big category of ours. Any home care and products, which, for example, for cleaning and so on. And the last category, quite big, is home and living and electronics and collectibles. Home and living and electronics and collectible includes anything related to, say, pet care, any type of like home candles or fragrances, furniture, decorations, any type of phone accessories, any type of electronic like treadmills, projectors, straighteners, curlers. So quite a big category for us. So at the moment we're trading with ease, and it really spreads across small and medium-sized businesses, but equally like the powerhouses such as, you know, L'Oreal, ASOS, Puma, and so on. So it's really there is no pre-consideration when it comes to size of the businesses. We've seen lots of various size of businesses thrive. Now we have lots of resources who can that you can utilize to help. For example, Camilla will probably talk a little bit about our TikTok Shop partners. So it's a solution where you can outsource some or part of the services if you don't have enough team members or enough time or enough resources on hand available, and they can help you do lots of things related to our platform. We also have lots of API integration services available for uploading product categories and whatnot. We're fully integrated with Shopify as well. We have various options for fulfillment from 3PL, 4PL, fulfilled by TikTok. Our warehouse is based in Birmingham, so there's lots of options available. When you have when you start trading with us and produce high quality content, we also have tons of ads products which can boost the performance of your already well-performing content and therefore uplift your sales. There is lots of resources which Camilla is going to show you a little bit and demonstrate so that you know how it works from the back end. And obviously, our dashboard shows all the types of sales performance and sales results. Essentially, the registration is quite simple. You go to our seller center, you on board, upload the all required documentation from our about your business, so that our team can make sure that they check and approve you as a seller, and then you start trading. Camilla will delve quite a bit more deep in depth of the platform and how it works itself. In the meantime, if you have a business in the UK, registered in the UK, would like to join us, please just scan this link. I know that a lovely Enterprise Ireland team will share with you in the post follow-up documents the links and how to reach us. Or if you have a business registered in Ireland, you can now also join us in Ireland. And most recently, we expanded across our 4 other European markets: Spain, Italy, France, and Germany. And if you have a business registered in those countries, you can also join us in those countries, and the teams will be glad to support. That's all for me for now, but I would like to pass to Camilla, and she will tell you and demonstrate you a little bit more in depth of our back end of the platform.
Thank you, Nora. I'm gonna share my screen.
Mhm.
Fab. Can you all see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, Nora kind of started to explain how you can get started, and this is very similar for TikTok Shop Ireland and TikTok Shop. Obviously, you register via Seller Center, and then next step is to upload your catalog, and then I'm going to show you how you can connect with creators, create content, and obviously campaigns and ads. When it comes to registering on our platform, so we are you need to get accepted. So we basically ask some documentation. So the first one, for example, your company has to be registered on UK Companies House. I know that maybe, probably most of you don't have this. So I'm going to show you what can we give you to kind of support this. If you don't want to open a company, you can work with a TSP, which is a TikTok Shop partner called Merchant on Record, which they can support you throughout this process. But ideally, you need to be registered on UK Companies House because we're going to ask the company number and the company name. Have your ID ready because you're gonna need to take a picture of yourself. It has to be or a UK passport or someone resident in the UK. So the good thing, again, we do have TikTok Shop partners that can support you with this if you don't have a representative in the UK. And then this is silly, but we had some issues with literally just taking the picture. And then once we have all these informations, you basically get accepted within the platform. And then the next step is basically going to connect your website with TikTok Shop. There are different ways Most of the time when I work with UK brands, what we do is that we connect Shopify with TikTok Shop, and I'm going to show you how it actually looks like on Seller Center. We do have our own 1P app, which basically connects Shopify. You download it on Shopify. It's called TikTok Shop. You download it there. You have all your products, and you basically click sync, and then all your products get pushed into TikTok Shop and to Seller Center. Then we can do all the optimization directly on Seller Center. Obviously, for example, Nora mentioned, is very important, especially when it comes on ShopTab and Showcase, that you have good titles, good images, and sometimes what you have on your website and what you have on TikTok Shop could be different, because obviously on TikTok Shop is a lot about discovery. So people need to find you. So you want people to look for your brand name, and then your product has to be the first one that comes up. For example, on your website, maybe you don't have your brand name in the title, but obviously on TikTok Shop, we want your brand name to be the first word, and then obviously the title of the product. And this obviously helps people to find you easily on the platform. It's all about discovery. So people are gonna look for your brand, or if they're maybe scrolling on ShopTab, and which is basically like very similar to a traditional e-commerce way, which you just scroll and you look at your products. The main difference is that obviously everything is customized. I probably get a lot of fashion and beauty brands because I buy a lot of their categories on the app, but I get a lot of that, and then obviously I can see the brand name. I can directly click there and then add to my basket. We do have also a team here at TikTok Shop who basically supports your integration if you have a bespoke. It happened a few times working with businesses that maybe they have a website which is like created bespoke for them. So you couldn't just connect as we do with Shopify, but we do have a team that can support with that integration as well. So you basically create an API that connects the two of them. And I think it makes your life just easier, because obviously everything gets synced, prices, titles, images. It's not a manual work, but it's more like making sure that all your products are up, and then people can find you from there. I know that probably some of you, and Nora mentioned, we need a warehouse. Maybe you have a warehouse in Ireland, but you don't have one in the UK. FBT, which is fulfilled by TikTok, is a great way on how to get basically your products in the UK. I actually really like as an option because it makes the life of the brand easier when it comes to shipping out and making sure that you ship out within 3 days. So you can have great reviews and get Star Shop, for example, badge. But it just makes your life easier when you don't have a warehouse in the UK. You just select the products that you want to send there. I actually attached the rate card as well, that it's gonna be on until the 30th of June. Obviously we storage all your products, and then we make sure that they get shipped out. Another good thing is that if you use FBT, which probably could be most of you would need to use FBT if you don't have a warehouse in the UK. Customers, they also get free shipping with that, which obviously is quite good when it comes to acquiring new customers. Obviously, if they want to try the product and there is also free shipping, it's like, oh, okay, great, let me try this brand, which just launched on TikTok Shop. And I think it's just such a good thing that you can offer. And when you opt into FBTs, automatically free shipping for your customers. In general, how do you become a top seller actually? So obviously you upload your catalog first, which we saw. We can do with Shopify, we can do bespoke. We also have an integration with WooCommerce. Second one is start posting, and third one, which I know that probably you are quite interested into it, because I think it's also what sets the platform apart from other competitors, is that you can connect with creators. Let me show you how it actually looks like step by step. What would a brand do in the UK to connect with a creator? Let me show you. So if we go to Seller Center, which is the place where you do everything about TikTok Shop, it's almost like from the brand side, your go-to place for products, for campaigns, for creators, basically for everything. So this is exactly the page that you are gonna see when you join. Hopefully with a lot more GMV. GMV at TikTok is basically revenue. You can see GMV, obviously you can see last 7 days what is happening, you can see the orders that you need to ship out. For example, if you connect with Shopify, all the orders that are made on TikTok Shop, because you know that people buy directly from TikTok Shop and everything happens on the app. You get the order on Seller Center and then on Shopify. So you can ship out your order that is coming from TikTok Shop directly as on Shopify as a normal order that you will get on your website, which I find it quite straightforward because it follows the same journey that a normal order would follow from your website. You can see all your orders, and another important thing, you can see all your products that got synced or from Shopify or from an API and bespoke integration. You can see all your products. Here we can do some bulk optimization, making sure that you have your brand title, for example. We can do better than this. We can even add like, it really depends on the USP of the product. So for example, when it comes to fashion, adding, if you are a plus size brand, definitely add in the title that you are plus size and we offer up to that size. Or I think that with beauty, actually, when I was working with beauty, it was it's quite good to add the how many shades that, for example, concealer add, which obviously, because it makes the journey for the customer to even to decide to buy just easier. But the good thing is that you can check all your products here. If something happened, you can just you can have a look here. Suspended products, it means that maybe you're missing some information, or maybe you're selling something that we don't allow. I mean, you can, if for example in fashion, beauty, FMCG could be obviously a bit tricky. If you're selling fresh flowers or fresh food, you need to obviously always check if your products are allowed on the platform, or maybe you're missing some information that we need. Here you basically manage all your products. Another good thing, which I think is also quite useful, is you can improve your listings directly from here to make it easier for people to find you, and to have a very nice showcase when someone looks on your account, which is your shopping window basically. Mentioning here shop ads, you can run ads directly from here. What I would usually suggest is, as soon as you have a good amount of content and you're maybe starting to work with creators, and I can show you how to do it, just start running ads, because it's gonna basically push these videos. And at the beginning, you don't really know what is gonna work for your brand. So it's good because you can push different videos at different time and really test and learn what works better for your brand on the platform if you're very new. Most important thing, so how do you actually get to work with affiliates? So we do have, attached to Seller Center, we do have an affiliate center. So you click to go affiliate center, and then this is a magic place where a lot of things can happen. First thing, you add your products to open collaboration. What does it mean? It means that your products are open to collaborate basically with creators. So as a creator myself, I'm scrolling on TikTok, I want to work with this brand, I like this product, I can see that this is the commission, so they're offering a 15% commission. This is set up by you as a brand, so you can decide which commission you want to offer to creators. It can be different on a product level as well, which I think is really good when it comes to different margins. The creator is happy with a 15% commission. She's going to request a sample. I'm going to show you where you can check free samples. And then once she gets the sample, she has around 14 days to post a video. And then again, you can then take that video, you can ask her for permission, and then you can run that video on ads, which is also good for awareness a lot of the time, because if you're a very new brand, maybe with like small following, you don't need to have there is no threshold to launch a shop. So it is not like, oh, I need 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers. No threshold. As a shop, you can just register, attach to your account, and then that is up to you. You then need to grow your following and your community. Another great way, obviously, you can set up open plan and kind of wait for creators to find you, but obviously that is quite hard because the competition is high. So obviously a lot of people want to work with creators. A good way is to go to find creators. I really like this page because it's quite straightforward and easy to basically look for creators. But Samantha is one of our top fashion creators, for example. You can see what is their GMV, which is revenue in the last 30 days. So everything, there is a lot of transparency. You can see a lot of data, which I find it quite useful, because a lot of the time you only see followers on other platforms, but here you can see a lot of data from creators. You can click on her kind of account backend, and you can see this is the revenue, how many items she sold, what is the GMV per customer. Okay, fine, £24. You can see how much she posts. Again, quite important, because we do push creators to make sure to fulfill their samples. And another interesting thing is that you can scroll down and you can see the best videos that kind of like performed for her. She focused on plus size and a bit of beauty as well. So you can see, you can also see the video on TikTok, you can see the products. I mean, there is a lot of information, which I find it quite useful from the brand side. You can see also the name of the brands that work with her in the past. L'Oreal, Made by Mitchell, she's a bit into beauty as well. WellGuard, which is wellness. Another good way now to kind of like manage creators is when you like someone, you can basically add them to your manage creators, and then you go to manage creators and you can, it's almost like a list of how you can like just double check all your creators, who are you working with, because a lot of the time it's gonna be big numbers. You're gonna work with thousands of creators where you're gonna send lots of messages, and then you're gonna see what's the conversion. And here you can batch tag them, so you can be like more for like fashion creator, beauty creator, or more if she's maybe she's a mom, so you could be parent creator, so you know that you can send her some stuff for baby maternity, for example. And then once you get their attention, they're gonna request a sample. There is two type of samples, which one is free sample. Obviously they get it for free. You're gonna receive almost like a card, so the name of the creator, followers, estimation of post rate, which is also quite important, because you want to make sure that that creator is gonna post and that she has a good history. And then obviously sales volume. A lot of the time what you want to look here is at the sales volume and the estimation of post rate. Followers are not that important on TikTok Shop, and this, to be honest, applies both to creators and shops. It's more about engagement and community. But yeah, you accept the sample from here. It comes as an order on your Shopify, for example, if you, or your general bespoke integration, and it comes through as a normal order, but instead of being like £24, it's gonna be zero, because obviously it's a free sample. The second option that we actually launched just last year is refundable samples. What does it mean? It means that maybe a smaller creator they just want to test, you can tell her to request for a refundable sample. She pays for the sample, but if she can make X amount of revenue, usually it's like 3 or 4 sales, she can get the basically she can get refunded for what she paid at the beginning, which I think is just a good way on how to test different creators. Obviously, when it comes to top creators, they're probably gonna expect a free sample. And then another good thing is that obviously they get a commission only if they generate sales. If not, you basically got a video that is gonna be great for awareness, and you can add to your ads. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that you can do with creators. We do have our own ad agencies, which basically helps you to connect with creators, which is basically almost like a TSP, but more for creators. So it's really a big word, especially when it comes to affiliates, because you can do so many things. You can create exclusive bundles for them. But I think it's a good way on how to start when you are, especially when it comes to, and I mainly work with small, medium businesses, and they come on the platform and maybe don't have a community, and they're like, okay, Cami, what can we do? A lot of the time, the first step is start posting and then connect with creators. And Seller Center is a great space and place where you can where you can basically check all your products, all your orders, campaigns as well. And then obviously the affiliate center. But yeah, hopefully that was not too overwhelming. There is so many things that we can do, which I find it very useful when it comes to different approaches, because different categories have different approaches. Fashion, live streaming is really strong. FMCG creators really strong. When it comes to baby maternity, we have Mom Talk, which is huge. So creators, Some categories are stronger when they post their own content. But it's good because we do have different approaches for different categories and different small, medium, and key accounts businesses as well. But yeah, thanks. I think we do have some time for questions as well.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much, both Camilla and Nora. That was extremely beneficial, and I found it very interesting, as I'm sure all the attendees did here today. So yes, we have about 13 minutes or so of a Q&A. So
I
I'll
just
go-
answered tons of questions while
I just
Camila
saw.
was speaking.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm
But
glad.
sorry about that. But
No, it's okay.
there was a couple of common themes, so we can just
Yeah.
talk maybe a little bit through that.
That would
So,
be great.
yeah, me and Camilla can together like answer some of them. Camilla, one of the questions where everyone was like very keen to understand is this registration, company registration. So if your business is registered in UK and wants to send it in Ireland, and the other way around, if your business is registered in Ireland but wants to sell on TikTok Shop UK,
Yeah.
can you just once again explain that? Because there was lots of questions around that.
No, I can imagine, to be honest. Even our
Yeah.
UK businesses, they want to sell in the UK. They're always like, how do we do it? So in general, you are gonna need to register. So for example, if you wanna come in the UK, you need a UK Companies House registration. If you don't have that, we can support. So TSP, which is TikTok Shop Partners, are almost like agencies that can act as your representative in the UK. And that comes with obviously the registration, and they can use their own ID if you don't have a UK ID, obviously. And then obviously same when it comes if you don't have a warehouse, which obviously you need that to ship out products from the UK. So TSPs, they act almost as your own representative in this country if you don't have
Yeah.
it. Which I think is, to be honest, we use that also for US. So when we support US businesses to come in the UK, we always get them a TSP, which is an agency to support them doing these things.
And where can these people find those TSPs? Where are they? Where is it like on the website? Where can they
So we
find?
do have a section on the website. We can attach it with the link as well. And then actually a good thing we launched is that we do have a form on the website where you can leave what you need. So do you need registration support? Do you need creator support? Do you need lives? I need everything, which it could be. And then we kind of give you the right TSPs that could make sense for you.
Exactly, because all of them specialize in different things. So you
Yeah,
say
but
you
they have
need help
different
with this.
badges as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Voila. So that was one a big chunk of a question which came in. Another big chunk, Camilla, was do a TikTok handle or a brand needs to have any type of minimal following in order to open the shop?
No, you don't need any minimum followers. I started accounts with 0 followers. Obviously then you kind of need to grow, but no, the good thing is that you can open a shop with 0 followers.
Yes. And there was also interesting question like about, I don't have a lot of followers, so like, can this also be successful? I think one of the most inspiring thing I've seen from my career at TikTok Shop is that it really helps to democratize the businesses. So the juxtapoint position, the start position for everyone. Are you a multinational big company with hundreds of thousands of followers, or are you small business or founder-led businesses with no followers or very minimal followers? When you open the shop, everyone is at the same start. Now, how do you scale? Through amazing content and great collaborations with affiliates. So if affiliates love your brand, love your product, if your content is amazing and really high quality and good quality, and if you produce a lot of content, you will scale very quickly. Basically, it doesn't matter the size of a company or the size of a brand. It really, I've seen small and medium-sized businesses grow much quicker and much bigger than big multinational companies, etc. Because it's all about being experiment a lot of things, being agile, going out there, producing content, doing different things, understanding how the platform, spending time on the platform, seeing what others are doing, etc. And that really doesn't mean, that only big companies succeed. Actually, Camilla rightly so mentioned, and when I mentioned that we have 200,000 sellers now in the UK, majority are small and medium-sized businesses. So there are lots of great stories about how a company, for example, Virgo Boutique, went from, two sisters to selling millions on our platform, in just a couple of years. So it's really not about followers. It's about you really understanding and connecting with the three C's of our ecosystem and commerce, which I said: communities, creators, and producing good quality content. Of course, your products is the basic. It needs to be good product. Because consumers are very outspoken and we will call out very quickly if you're like selling, something that doesn't deliver on, quality, on promise and whatnot. So that's basic. But the most rewarding thing for me is seeing how small businesses, really manage to scale quickly. That was sort of a second sort of pocket of a questions, if you will. There was a bit of a questions about services and digital products and B2B. At the moment, no, we don't have any plans, quite honestly. We still, expanding on existing subcategories. For example, recently we just launched baby food, etc. So not at the moment, about ads, I can see a question about ads. Camilla mentioned a little bit about it. I'll just elaborate. We have different products for ads, when it's on content level, on
Oh, yeah.
product
basically,
level.
With ads, I usually say we have, let's say, three types. So the first one is VSA, which is video shopping ads. So if you have a bunch of video that you're already sure they're gonna do well, go with video shopping ads, which you set up everything on ads manager, basically, which is similar to Seller Center but for ads. We have PSA, which is product shopping ads, launched last summer, which basically gets your product to be the first one when you look for, I don't know, lip balm on ShopTab. You are gonna be the first one when someone looks for that, and obviously you can pay for ads for that. And one that actually I suggest for businesses that are just starting out is GMV Max. So GMV Max is what I showed you on Seller Center. You set up a daily budget and then it pushes both your products on ShopTab, your own videos, and creator videos. And it's just easier when it comes that you don't really know which video is gonna be the winning one, and it's really like test and learn what works better for you.
Yes, we also launched GMV Max
Yeah.
just literally beginning of this year, which is our
Yeah.
first AI-enabled ad solution. And essentially what it does, it delivers 30% more ROI over time. So it's proven to be very successful. We were very excited when it launched in the UK because in the US it was available from last year, and some sellers saw amazing results. It's
Yeah, I
extremely
think it's good.
popular, yes, with small businesses and
Yeah.
founder-led businesses. It's very easy to use it, like, as well, because basically it optimizes the content from organic and paid content and pushes the good performing content automatically. So you don't need to do much. So that's quite popular. Just one thing probably on ads I would mention, Camilla, I think you will agree. You need to have a good content to begin with, So don't start doing the ads if you just launched the same week, probably just understand what content performs and what works. You need to have a basic level of a content available,
Yeah.
to
And some,
uplift.
yeah, I would probably say also some quantity. If you have 4 or 5 videos, it's hard because obviously, like, users on the platform are overwhelmed by content. Like, there is so much good things going on that you need to have a lot of content to test. And I mean, it doesn't have to be nothing crazy. Like, the best performing videos are usually someone from the team or the founder just speak into the camera and be like, okay, this is our product, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and this is what works better because it's very genuine.
There was a question about account management on our platform. I was just about to type, but I'll tell you because some others might have a question. So look, we have over 200,000 sellers. As you can imagine, not everyone can have an account manager available. So majority of the businesses start as a mass managed, from the mass managed model, which opens you lots and lots of online resources. You will get also emails from us, etc., etc. So first, majority of the businesses start as within our mass managed program, and when they scale and grow, and then you move through certain different tiers, and at some point when you are earning significant revenue per month for consecutive months on our platform, you will be assigned an account management services. This is exactly the same as in many marketplaces out there, where essentially account management comes in when you are starting to make certain like revenue tiers basically per month. As you can imagine, it's impossible to have account manager for 500,000 on businesses at the beginning. But the idea is overall, the way our mass management and account management works is obviously we are very interested for you to scale. As I mentioned at the beginning, you scale is we scale. Your success is our success. So therefore, we're constantly up-leveling self-resource libraries and seller academy, etc. So there is tons of resources which kind of teach you and guide you at the beginning how to scale. Because it's really in our interest. Right. There was also questions about certain like aerosols and etc. So certain categories and what you can and cannot sell. Yes, this is correct. We're quite strict about categories of products. Like we're quite also strict about checking your registration documents when it comes to business, etc. As you can imagine, brand and our platform trust and safety is a number one priority for us as a business. So we actually put a significant amount of resources into making sure that our platform is a safe place to trade for you, but equally safe place for our consumers to buy from. So there are certain categories which we don't allow. There is actually on our website, you can see it doesn't, it's no different from majority of our, other marketplaces, I would say. Like obviously drugs, for example, you cannot sell as in medicine, or for example, certain categories like alcohol. Obviously, we have, minors on our platform enjoying our content, so we don't let them sell. Also, you should know that only consumers which are above 18 years old are allowed to purchase and make purchases from our platform as well. So trust and safety is number one priority. We really take this very seriously. We really have hundreds of people and thousands of people employed in the trust and safety department, in content moderation, in reviewing and verifying shops, products, and content related to TikTok Shop, checking the documents and validation. So this is really area which we are double downing in terms of resources and investment we put in. So it's very important that you kind of adhere. But there is information on our website where it lists which categories. It's no different from any other actual marketplace, except like alcohol and things like that, And I think we are about to run out of time.
Yes, I think we are. I just want to say a huge thank you to both yourself, Nora, and Camilla. That was extremely valuable. And I'm sure all of our clients attending the webinar today found it really beneficial, especially the Q&A session. So many questions came in. So it was great that you kind of grouped them together and answered them in one big go. So I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very much both for your time. Just to let everyone know who is still watching, that we have the 6th webinar of our social media webinar series taking place next Thursday at 3:30 p.m. and we'll be highlighting the importance of YouTube. So we have 2 great speakers, Harmony Murphy, who works with YouTube, and also Helena from Ella and Joe, one of our Enterprise Ireland client companies. So I will be sending out an email after this webinar with the links to TikTok Shop UK and TikTok Shop Ireland, as well as a link to register for this webinar next week as well. So great. Thank you very much,
Thank you
everyone,
so
for
much.
attending. And thanks, Camilla and Nora.
Thank you so much. It was great to
Bye.
speak to you today. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.